I'll tell you a secret most spiritual teachers won't admit. Most people who try to manifest are actually manifesting backwards. Yes, backwards, as in they're attracting the very opposite of what they think they want. And the wild part? They don't realize it. They're visualizing, scripting, doing affirmations, building vision boards, burning sage, and yet nothing changes. Or worse, life gets heavier, more chaotic, more misaligned. And the reason is simple. You can't out-manifest your unconscious energy. The universe doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your frequency. So if your frequency is rooted in fear, lack, or control, all the affirmations in the world won't save you. You'll just keep magnetizing more of what your nervous system believes is real. And that's why we're here, to expose the 7 signs you're manifesting backwards, so you can stop creating from fear and start co-creating from truth. Let's begin with the first sign. You're manifesting from a place of lack, not alignment. You say you want abundance, but underneath your desire is a subtle panic. I don't have enough. You want love, but underneath the vision board is the wound. I'm not lovable unless someone chooses me. You want freedom, but deep down you're still afraid of the unknown. This is the reversal. Because when we manifest from scarcity, we don't attract what we want, we attract more scarcity. Why? Because the universe doesn't listen to your wish list. It listens to your emotional baseline. And if that baseline is anxiety, fear, or desperation, then every vision you send out is coated with that energy. So ask yourself, am I manifesting because I'm guided by love, or because I'm trying to escape something I'm afraid to face? The second sign is subtle but powerful. You're obsessed with the outcome. You think about it constantly. You check for signs every 10 minutes. You interpret every little delay as either a test or a failure. And without realizing it, you've turned your desire into a source of stress. That's not manifesting. That's controlling. And here's the paradox. The more you grab at your desire, the more you push it away. Manifestation is not about force. It's about resonance. And resonance only exists in relaxation, in openness, in surrender. When you obsess, you're telling the universe, I don't trust you. And the universe, being a perfect mirror, reflects that mistrust back to you in the form of resistance, delay, or chaos. So ask yourself, can I want this deeply and still be okay without it? Can I hold the vision with open hands instead of clenched fists? The third sign is one that hits hard. You're trying to manifest things that aren't even aligned with your soul. Maybe you picked your goals because they're popular, or because someone else you admire has them, or because you were told it would make you successful, worthy, or safe. But deep down, you don't actually love what you're asking for. You just think you should. And here's the problem with that. The universe is intelligent. It won't give you what your ego wants if your soul didn't ask for it. So you might feel blocked, but what's actually happening is your higher self is protecting you from creating a life that isn't truly yours. That's not failure. That's grace. So instead of forcing the vision, get honest about the desire beneath the desire. Ask, do I want this with my full being, or am I just trying to fill a void? What would I still desire, even if nobody ever saw me achieve it? The fourth sign is painfully common. You're bypassing the inner work. You're doing all the outer rituals, affirmations, crystals, journaling, but you're not addressing the old programming that's still running the show. You're trying to plant new seeds in soil that's never been cleared, and then you wonder why nothing grows. But the truth is, manifestation is not just about calling things in, it's about clearing things out. Outdated beliefs, emotional baggage, subconscious stories. The universe will not deliver your vision if your energy field is still full of contradictions. Because again, it doesn't respond to what you say, It responds to what you are. So take the time to dig. Sit with your fears. Get radically honest about your doubts. Bring your shadows into the light, because every time you integrate a piece of yourself you've rejected, you become a clearer vessel for creation. So ask yourself, what part of me am I trying to skip over in the name of progress? What do I fear will happen if I slow down and truly feel everything? The fifth sign is tricky. You're attaching your identity to the manifestation. You believe that once you get the thing, money, relationship, status, you'll finally be enough. You'll finally be seen. You'll finally be safe. But that belief creates a dangerous dependency, because now your self-worth is tied to an external result. And when it doesn't arrive on your timeline, you collapse. You question your worth. You spiral. That's not creating. That's contracting. The truth is, manifestation works best when you're not trying to prove anything. When you already know your value, whether or not the thing comes. When you create not from a wound, but from overflow. So ask yourself, if the thing I'm trying to manifest never came, could I still love myself fully, completely, and without condition? The sixth sign you're manifesting backwards, you're ignoring your nervous system. This one is rarely talked about, but it's huge. Your body is not separate from your spiritual practice, it is your spiritual practice. And if your nervous system doesn't feel safe with your desires, it will sabotage every attempt to receive them. You can visualize millions, but if your body associates money with stress, you'll unconsciously push it away. You can script out your soulmate, but if love feels threatening to your inner child, you'll reject intimacy without even knowing it. This is why nervous system regulation is a spiritual practice. Breath work, somatic healing, inner child work, grounding. These aren't just self-care tools, they are energetic recalibrations. Because you can't manifest a reality your body doesn't feel safe enough to hold. So ask yourself, does the life I'm trying to create feel safe in my body, or does it feel like a threat to my current identity? And that's where true manifestation happens, not in the known, but in the surrender, in the space between thoughts, in the stillness. When you stop trying to command the universe and instead merge with it, that's when you become magnetic. That's when your reality rearranges itself around your being, not your doing. So ask yourself, am I trying to manifest with my will, or am I allowing my soul to lead? Am I open to miracles that don't fit my mental timeline? And the seventh sign, the deepest one of all, you're manifesting from your mind, not your essence. You're operating from logic, strategy, and mental scripting. But manifestation is not a mental game. It's a frequency game. Your mind can only create from what it's seen before, but your essence knows how to create from the unknown. We've been taught to manifest like managers, strategizing, scripting, pushing. But the real magic comes when we manifest like mystics, with trust, with presence, with embodied alignment. That's how we stop manifesting backwards. That's how we stop chasing and start receiving. That's how we become the kind of beings that life can't help but respond to, because we're not just speaking our desires, we're living them from the inside out. How to transmute fear into frequency and become a living magnet for what you truly desire. If we want to stop manifesting backwards, we have to understand something most people never consider. Your external reality doesn't lie. It's not conspiring against you. It's not punishing you. It's simply echoing your inner state. Every delay, every block, every coincidence is a reflection of the frequency you're holding, consciously or unconsciously. And that doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means life is showing you exactly where you're out of alignment with your own truth. That's wildly empowering if you're willing to see it that way. Because once you stop trying to manipulate the universe into giving you what you think you want, you start aligning yourself so deeply with what's real that you don't have to chase it anymore. You become it. And that's when the reversal ends. That's when manifestation becomes effortless. Not because it's easy, but because it's true. So how do we transmute fear into frequency? It starts with awareness. We have to become honest about what we're actually broadcasting beneath the surface. You can say you want love, but if your energy is still bracing for abandonment, that's the signal. You can affirm abundance every morning, but if your nervous system is still locked in survival mode, that's the signal. The signal isn't your words, it's the emotional atmosphere you live in. That's why the real work of manifestation isn't adding more, it's subtracting. Subtracting the fear, the old programming, the emotional debris. You don't need to become something new to manifest. You just need to become fully you without the distortions, without the fear-based conditioning that says I'm not enough unless I achieve this thing. Ask yourself, what am I still trying to prove through the things I'm trying to manifest? What would it feel like to just be, without needing anything to justify my existence? When you begin to move from that space of wholeness, not hunger, you stop reaching. And when you stop reaching, you start radiating. That's the shift. That's the reversal code. You're no longer trying to get from the universe. You're remembering that you are the universe, expressing through a unique human form. The more you embody that truth, the more magnetic you become. Not because you're doing something special, but because you're no longer hiding behind layers of false identity. You're not pretending to be confident. You're not faking being healed. You're not chasing high vibrations. You're simply resonating with your truth. And people feel that. Opportunities feel that. Life feels that. Because coherence is irresistible. So ask yourself, where am I still performing alignment instead of living it? Where am I still trying to manipulate outcomes instead of trusting my own frequency? But to truly live in that coherence, we have to face something most people avoid, our fear of receiving. This is one of the deepest roots of backwards manifestation. You say you want love, wealth, peace, but are you actually open to receiving it? Or are you secretly afraid of what it would mean to be fully seen, fully supported, fully in your power? For many of us, receiving feels vulnerable. It threatens the identities we've built around struggle, effort, and survival. It challenges the part of us that believes we have to earn everything, that we're only valuable if we're doing. So we unconsciously block what we say we want. We self-sabotage, we delay, we overcomplicate. Because the truth is, receiving requires trust. It requires surrender. It requires a nervous system that can hold stillness without panic. So ask yourself, where am I still more comfortable in the chase than in the arrival? What part of me doesn't feel safe with ease? And then there's the issue of time. One of the biggest blocks to manifestation is our relationship with time. We think it's linear. We think it's rigid. We think it's working against us. And so we try to rush the process. We get discouraged when things don't happen on our timeline. But the deeper truth is, time bends to frequency. The more aligned your frequency, the more fluid time becomes. Synchronicities collapse timelines. Miracles override logic. But that only happens when you stop trying to force life and start dancing with it. When you trust that the dream is not just coming, it's already here, waiting for you to meet it at the right vibration. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. Because time is not the obstacle. Your resistance is. Your impatience is. Your disbelief is. So ask yourself, What would it feel like to trust divine timing so fully that I could enjoy the wait as much as the arrival? Could I find peace in the pause? Another reversal we must face is the way we treat our emotions during the manifestation process. We've been taught that negative emotions are bad for our vibration, that we have to stay positive to attract positive things. But that's not real alignment, that's spiritual suppression. True alignment isn't about being happy all the time, it's about being honest all the time. Your sadness is not a blockage. Your anger is not a failure. Your grief is not a step backwards. These emotions are portals. They are sacred teachers. They show you where your energy is still entangled in the past, where your boundaries are weak, where your heart is still healing. If you can sit with those feelings without judgment, they will alchemize into clarity, power, and presence. That's how you raise your vibration, not by bypassing your pain, but by integrating it. So ask yourself, what emotions have I been spiritually avoiding in the name of staying high vibe? What parts of me are still waiting to be felt, not fixed? Now let's talk about presence. True manifestation is always rooted in presence. You cannot manifest a future you're disconnected from in the now. If you are constantly projecting yourself into the future, waiting for some external shift to make you feel whole, you're leaking power. The real magic happens when you collapse the distance between who you are now and who you think you need to become. When you embody the frequency of already having it, not as a trick, not as a performance, but as a truth. That's the quantum secret. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. So if you want freedom, become the kind of person who feels free now. If you want love, become the kind of person who nurtures love in every interaction. And if you want abundance, become the kind of person who lives with gratitude, generosity, and trust even before the money arrives. Because when you do, it has no choice but to meet you. Ask yourself, what version of me already lives the life I'm trying to create? And what would it take to become them now, not later? Finally, we must remember this. Manifestation isn't just about creating a better life. It's about becoming a clearer vessel for life itself. It's not about getting everything you want. It's about aligning so deeply with truth, joy, and service that your desires become extensions of your soul, not extensions of your wombs. You're not here to prove. You're here to radiate. You're here to remember that you're already whole, already worthy, already connected to the infinite source of creation. And from that place, manifestation is no longer a goal. It's a byproduct, a reflection, a natural unfolding. So let go of the chase. Release the performance. Come back to your breath, your body, your now. Because this is where the real magic begins. Quantum magnetism, how to collapse time, embody the future, and let life chase you. Everything you're trying to manifest isn't in the future. It's already coded into the quantum field, existing in a version of reality that is waiting for you to align with it. This isn't just philosophy. This is physics. The quantum field doesn't work on time. It works on vibration. Every potential version of your life already exists. And the version you experience is simply the one that matches your dominant frequency. That means you don't attract your future. You tune into it. You don't chase outcomes. You become the version of you that already lives in that reality. That's how we collapse time. Not by doing more, trying harder, or forcing alignment, but by shifting our entire identity into resonance with what we say we want. You don't have to wait. You have to match. That's the entire game. And once you understand that, everything changes. We've been trained to believe in linear progress. That things take time, that dreams must be slowly earned, that healing must be a long process, that success only comes after struggle. But that's a human construct, not a divine law. The universe doesn't operate in straight lines. It operates through spirals, leaps, quantum jumps. And when you stop identifying with your past limitations and start living from your future truth, time bends. Reality reconfigures around your new vibration. But here's the key: it must be embodied, not just visualized, not just written down, embodied. That means you wake up and act, speak, breathe, and choose like the version of you who already has the thing. You don't wait to feel wealthy until the money hits. You don't wait to feel loved until the partner arrives. You generate the feeling on purpose now. Ask yourself, what would change today if I stopped waiting for proof and started becoming the proof? This is where most people get stuck. They're waiting for the external to validate the internal. But that's manifesting backwards. The external is always the mirror. It follows the internal. So if you're waiting, you're signaling lack. If you're doubting, you're signaling misalignment. But when you embody the energy of it's already done, you collapse the gap between desire and reality. And the universe has no choice but to reflect your certainty. This isn't about arrogance. It's about resonance. You become a match, not by faking confidence, but by becoming deeply grounded in the truth that your soul's desires aren't random. They are rememberings. The future you're dreaming into already exists. You're not inventing it, you're remembering it. So the work isn't to create from scratch. The work is to remember who you were before you forgot what you're capable of. What if everything you dream of is already yours in another timeline, and your only job is to embody the version of you that lives there? And here's where the real shift happens, when you stop trying to get life to give you what you want, and you start becoming the kind of person life wants to give everything to. That's quantum magnetism. It's not about hustle, it's about harmony. When you live in alignment with your values, when your actions match your truth, when your energy is clean and your motives are pure, life begins to chase you. Opportunities find you. People recognize you. Miracles become normal. Why? Because you're not leaking energy anymore. You're not hiding. You're not performing. You're not manifesting from the wounded child. You're creating from the integrated soul. And that frequency is magnetic. It doesn't beg. It doesn't hustle. It simply is. Ask yourself, if I stop trying to convince life to give me what I want, who would I become? What would open up if I truly believed I was the one being chosen by life? In the end, manifestation isn't about creating a perfect life. It's about aligning so fully with your essence that the life meant for you becomes inevitable. You don't need to force it. You don't need to chase it. You need to become the space where it can land. That's your job, not to manage the timeline, not to micromanage the how, but to be in such deep relationship with your truth that anything not aligned falls away, and everything that is aligned flows in without resistance. That's the reversal. That's the code. That's the quantum leap. You stop manifesting from the mind and you start radiating from the soul. And in that space, life becomes the miracle it was always meant to be.